just made it. Just made it. Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Matt with Boys Crypto. Welcome to the show. Super excited that you chose to spend your Saturday night with moi. I barely made it here on time, everybody. I'm not gonna lie, we were just producing a log, ran out of toilet paper, had to splash some water up in there to get going, and I don't even have a bidet. It was a whole disaster. So I'm glad that I got here on time to be with you guys. And don't worry, I did wash my hands. That water counted as washing my hands. Welcome. We have a mixture of green and red all throughout the crypto bubbles today. What is going on? What's going on with our trades? Where do we stand? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? All questions that we're going to dive into today. Let's dive into the chat. Welcome everybody here. Waiting for the moon. Hey brother, I did check out Unicorn Fart Dust and Ron's basement, right? I will let you know that I look through the comments. It seems like there's a lot of good following behind that, man. It looks good. People are hyped up about the project. I like Ron's background, super cool. I like the garage environment. I think that was really cool, right? You know, the project for me, I'm just not a big meme guy, man. I'm not a big meme guy. I like going into TA, but I'm not a big meme guy. I think it could get, you know, there could be a substantial push in the project, especially if he keeps pushing it. He's got a lot of subscribers. It does seem cool, right? I'm just being speculative there, just being speculative. What's going on, everybody? April, hey, what's going on? Always here. Wanda, hey. PMG, Corey, yeah, we got the order, man. We got the lifer, we got PMG, we got boys. Hey, thank you for including me in with those insanely awesome streamers. Super cool to see. April, what's up? All right, hey guys, how are we doing? How are we feeling? How are we feeling about the market right now? Here is what I'm looking at, diving into Bitcoin, right, on the 1 hour time frame, right? I am loving what I am seeing here from an inverse shoulder, head, right shoulder perspective. And this is why we took this trade over here. A little underwater, right? A little underwater. We did close out our trades last night in great profit. Super awesome. We did do a little scalping, scalperino last night. We took, whoa. Oh, there we go. We did take a scalper last night, right? We took the loss on quant, right? We did very well on our Bitcoin trade right there. Right, and coming up over the last 24, 48 hours, Ondo closed out $100 in profit. Virtuals took a little bit of a pullback, but we did get out of there above break even, right? Quant, we did take the L on that. Bitcoin, we did a 30x scalp last night. Really awesome on a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. That was cool. And we tried a couple scalps throughout the day. Just didn't work out, right? It is what it is. But that's why risk management is key. And now we're taking this long based off the daily time frame, not just the daily, but the hourly time frame. We're putting a stop below the recent wick low on the daily, right below the daily 200. Let's go over to TradingView so we can get a better look. Below the daily 200, right? Below this recent wick. This is where our stop loss sits, right down here. Boop. Right? And I'm looking at the hourly for this shoulder, head, right shoulder inverse that play out, right? So we got this shoulder here. We have this head. And we have this right shoulder forming potentially, right? That's what I'm looking for a reversal to the upside. This can be a massive move here for Bitcoin here in the near term. If we can get this push out of this hourly inverse head and shoulders, this could bump us all the way back up to those mid 90Ks, baby. Who would expect that? Likely, right? Because we broke above the 30-minute 200 SMA. Let's get rid of some of this, right? We broke above the 30-minute 200 SMA, being supported by the 21 on the 30, looking to come for the hour, which sits all the way up here just under $90,000. I'm liking what I'm seeing despite the low liquidity in the market being a weekend, right? And there's going to be some choppy price action, but I'm just going to hold that long open and see where it goes, right? As we go into the upcoming week. This upcoming week is going to be so huge, everybody. It's going to be so huge. Why, Boys Crypto? Why is it being so, is going to be so huge, right? We have these massive tariffs coming from the Trump administration here in the United States. We have a 25% one going on in Canada. We have a 25% Mexico, 10% China, all increasing or starting on March 4th, right? That's coming up very soon, and it's going to be a wild time for the economy. Let's see how the crypto market and the stock market responds to this news, right? I mean, this isn't even news. It has to be priced in by now, right? Because everybody knows that these tariffs are coming, and these tariffs can increase. We just had a giant argument between Trump and Zelensky in the White House, right? There's just absolute crazy tension around the world right now between the United States and a lot of the countries that Donald Trump perceives as ripping off the United States. So let's see how that goes with the tariffs. But that's what I'm seeing here for the 1 hour hour time frame for Bitcoin, right? Just going over it real quick. We're not going to stick into Bitcoin that much tonight. Why? Well, it's the weekend and it's going to be some choppy price action, and there's really not much going on right now in the markets with the low volume, right? No markets are open right today, right? Is Saturday. All major markets are closed. What does that mean? What do times of low liquidity mean? It means that, like, there are no big institutions that could prop up or sell on you, right? The only people that control the price right now are you, me, your dad, your mom, you know, granny down the street, everybody in the world, right? That aren't institutions. Individuals that hold a lot of Bitcoin can play games in these areas of low liquidity, right? But here you just don't have that volume that comes in to support price action. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin here. I'm speculating on this inverse shoulder, head, right shoulder, baby, breaking to the upside and getting us to the moon here, back up in that mid $90,000 region. And I know we've had a lot of dumps on the weekend recently, but there are those weekends that give us those massive pumps that nobody suspects. This could be one of those weekends, right? Going into tomorrow, we have 24 candles right before this weekend ends, right? When at 9 o'clock tomorrow, when the Asian markets start to open up at night. So that's for me here in the United States, right? So that's what we are looking for here in the near term for Bitcoin, for a push here. We're above the high volume node. Let's see if we can get up to this gap, baby. That gap is going to be so nice here because this dump happened so fast. This gap up should be very, very fast from about 90 to 95,000. That's just a prediction of mine, right? Breaking out of this shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside, right, baby? All right, let's dive in. Let's dive into the chat. What's up, PMG? PMG Corey, how you doing, man? Hey, thank you for hopping in. Thank you for hopping in. Unicorn Fart Dust, right? A meme that we did go over yesterday, right? Was brought to our attention by Waiting for the Moon. What's going on? Waiting for the Moon. Thank you for bringing this up, man. Yeah, so looking at the Ron's Basement, right? Ron's Basement. It is a pretty cool YouTube channel. Check it out when you get a chance. But yeah, he promotes this coin, and he, you know, a lot of his followers do. In the comments, I saw a lot of things. Unicorn Fart Dust to the moon, like it's based off of unicorn farts having some magical power to bring goodness into, you know, into the world, and good things happen. You know, anything can happen, but this is a meme at the end of the day, right? And like 99% of memes go to zero. Is this one of those ones that may not, right? I mean, it does have a good following. It does have a good following based off of his channel. You do have falling volume here. Ooh, that was our first mess up on the trading view of the night, everybody. We got that falling volume on price here, and we have falling price. We have falling volume, falling price. Can we get that push to the upside? We did look at some we did look at a potential double bottom here yesterday, right? So, you know, things could be, you know, you could get that shoulder, head, right shoulder vibe going on. And to me, it looks like we're kind of at the you're kind of at the neckline of that shoulder, head, right shoulder here, if you guys could see it right here. And this is how things reverse to the upside, right? It is a slightly higher low. You can get that punch to the upside. Unicorn Fart Dust looking okay here in the near term, right? But Bitcoin, I mean, is going to have to hold up, and the memes have just been getting absolutely bent over the barrel and shown the 50 states. Shout out the horrible bosses over the past couple of days and weeks, as Bitcoin has just been absolutely getting hammered, right? So that's what I'm looking for the meme space right now. If you're looking for a recovery here, Bitcoin's gonna have to at least hold its ground and dominance start to give way, right? Speaking of dominance, let's dive into dominance and look how Bitcoin is comparing to the broader market. Lily, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for jumping in the chat. What is going on? All right, Bitcoin dominance here, baby. Bitcoin dominance. Let's pull it up. Hey, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, before we go any further, for helping me reach that 100 subscriber milestone. You guys are legendary. Congratulations to Michaela on that giveaway yesterday, winning a whole Solana, baby, a whole Solana. Congratulations to Michaela. I was excited to send that to you. I hope you enjoy those funds. Hold it for the bull market, sell it, do whatever you want. You could buy your, you could buy your favorite crypto streamer, a threading session at the salon, right? Get these eyebrows figured out, because this is some disaster that's going on right now. I did have a beauty session last night. It was crazy. You guys ever have those beauty sessions where, the lady gets on top of you and she has some of these surgical tools and they start pushing down into you? Yeah, it was wild. It was wild, right? But she can't do the threading with the eyebrows. We tried with the dental floss one time and it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. All right, everybody, here we go. Bitcoin dominance here. Bitcoin dominance. Let's pull it up on the daily and let's see how this bear div is playing out, right? On the daily time frame. We have now you can look at this as two different ways, right? You have a swing across in price action while we have that swing down on the RSI. That is bearish divergence here on the daily time frame, saying that we are going to break this low prior to breaking this high right here, right? Or this high. Whoop! Woo-hoo-hoo! Before, prior to breaking that high, right? So that bearish div is still in play. We're sitting about the medium mark, right? Just above a high volume node. We want to see that high volume node collapse, right? And come down here, test this support line and break down to the downside to test this daily 200 MA and try to get alt season underway, right? Come on down. Whoop! Come on down here. Maybe form like a bear flag and nuke below. That's what we want to see for Bitcoin dominance here in the future. Now, I know what you're saying. Boys, crypto, that looks like a flag forming on the daily time frame. Well, it is a consolidation range. Yes, I totally agree, right? But whenever you see a flag, I never get into flags when we have massive bearish divergence on any time frame, right? When you have bearish divergence, it increases the likelihood of that support line to the bottom, to the downside breaking, right? Because that's what that bearish div says. That bearish div says we're going to break this low before this high. So I can't speculate on this bull flag breaking out when I have bearish div on the 1 hour time frame or on the daily time frame screaming in my face, right? That is not going to happen for me. I'm not going to be taking that trade right to the, I'm going to be looking at the altcoin speculatively right now because of that bearish div on the daily time frame for Bitcoin dominance. We're starting to crack some 200 MAs, right? We cracked the 5. Did we crack the 7? We did crack the 7. Let's go to the 15. The 15 looks like our next stop down here. You crack the 15, you're going to the 30 and rinse and repeat, everybody. Everybody who's been on this channel knows that when we come down to these 200 MAs, they're like dominoes. They start falling over one by one, right? It's like the midgets and midget wrestling, right? Boop, 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 boop. Just falling on over, right? Here we go. Diving in the chat. How you doing? Unreal Dreams, what's going on? Half YouTube calling for 74K, half saying reverse now. I don't know what the truth is. What's more realistic, bro? Hey, thank you for the question, man. This is the first time checking you out in the chat. You're a legend. I appreciate you jumping in. What's going on? Let's pull that up. Let's pull up Bitcoin, right? Yes. I'm warning you guys, the sentiment in the space is incredibly negative, right? As we go over to CoinMarketCap here, let's go over to CoinMarketCap and see where the crypto fear and greed index is currently sitting. We were in extreme greed. We were in extreme greed. I saw 10, I saw 16, right? Some nasty fear and greed coming out of the crypto space right here in the last couple of days, right? We're currently sitting at 22, right? That's in fear, right? But we were just in extreme fear at 10 and 16 over here on CoinMarketCap. Crazy fear times, right? That sentiment is coming because I believe a lot of people just build on top of that negative pressure on X, on Twitter, on Instagram, right? A lot of people saying this is the end of the bull market. You can't listen to that FUD because it comes in time and time again. You know when else we were hearing that? Right back here when we were right before the election, when we were in this time, people were saying, hey, this is a shoulder, head, right shoulder, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Is that not a shoulder, head, right shoulder? Yes, it is, but you could get very bullish whenever you defy one of these massive bearish patterns on a big time frame, right? Now, we did have an M pattern that did break down to the downside, and we already filled this gap, right? We already filled this gap in the VRVP for the most part. Let's clear up some of this so it's a little clearer. I can't tell you where price is going to go. I can't. Could that have been the top? Absolutely, right? I speculate that this market is not over. When will I think that this market structure has changed and we are entering into a bear market? When we crack this low down here. Because so far, as we zoom out on the larger time frames, we have a higher high, right? Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, you have to speculate on a higher low coming in at some point here, right, on the macro. Until this market structure is broken and you make a lower low, then, and only then, right, we come down here and make a lower low, I'm going to be speculating on a lower high, right, and I'm going to pull my fib, right, from wherever price target gets to, and short when we get back up into this lower high region where I think price will likely reject in the 618 to 786 golden pocket region, baby. That's what I'll be looking at and looking to trade Bitcoin to the downside. But right now we're holding above, as we talked about on this channel, that daily 200 SMA. Look at that, baby. We talked about this. We were screaming on the channel. I know I was screaming because my roommate told me I was screaming and I woke her up, right? But we had a massive dip below the 200 SMA and we were red here, baby. We had a massive red candle to the downside, and I was begging, I was pleading, I said, wait, boys, crypto community, wait, baby, wait. You guys ever did, God, the Adam's apple is crazy. If I had a big Adam's apple and I talked the way I talk, you guys would just see that pinging around here. It'd be crazy. So we had that massive buy-up pressure, right, above the daily 200 SMA. So I'm seeing the daily 200 SMA holding, right? We filled most of this gap. And there's, to me, there's too much negative sentiment in the space. How many people are out of the space that you guys know that have sold their bags? And I'm pretty hyped up, everybody. I already finished one of these massively big monsters, the ones that are a little bigger than the 8 ounce. I think this is a 16. Shout out to the 16 ounce monster cruise. Anybody out here cracking a monster with me? Let's get the last little drips, baby. The little black dots at the very bottom. Woo! To the upside, baby. All right, that 200 SMA is holding. We are above this high volume node in the VRVP. Let's let that re-update. That high volume node in the VRVP. Did we come down? Let's see what we looked at on the 3-day. On the 3-day, we didn't come down to the 3-day 200 MA. I'm sticking with the daily right here, baby. I'm sticking with the daily. Until we break market structure, we are in a bull market. I think it is much more likely that we start recovering. Maybe not from here. We could definitely come down and test this high volume node here at 68, but I would still be macro bullish. What would that do? That would be a perfect support resistance right down here in the 70K region. That would be a support resistance flip. You bounce around here and you get back up, and that looks like a much healthier chart to me, doesn't it to you? If we came down here and we started bouncing around, right, and we came back up, formed some kind of bull flag, and then pushed to the upside, zoom out in the chart, does that not look like something that could definitely happen and still remain bullish? Right? So just because we're up here in these high price targets doesn't mean we're not going to get these massive pullbacks. Bitcoin's known for its massive pullbacks. In the last bull run, we had 6 of them and they were about 30% each. And that was during the time where ETFs were just getting introduced. Now there's more ETFs, right? More buying pressure. I don't think these pullbacks are going to be that steep, but a lot of people took a massive hammering. I've seen massive liquidation numbers coming in on the Bitcoin Live, right, liquidation tracker, and we've seen billions and billions and billions of longs liquidated because while we were in here, people were longing, baby. All the longs that formed right here after Trump, before and during and after Trump's presidency got absolutely wiped. Either they had to take profit or they got stopped out. A lot of the high leverage positions, the market makers came for those, right? And now that all that liquidity is cleared, it makes sense that they would reverse it to the upside because there's so many shorts in the market right now above here. Right above these zones, I've seen a lot of people have shorts up in these zones. The market maker isn't going to let them ride that. Are they going to let that ride that down to 20K? You know, if we are going into a bear market, I don't think so. I think that's highly unlikely. At least we come back up here and we sweep and we take that liquidity, or we take from here where we are, right? If we're looking at, you know, not the macro time frame, but the micro time frame, right? We made a low, you know, we made a higher high. This could be your first lower low, right? And then the lower high. So if you wanted to get into a short, you could look at pulling your fib here from the wick and speculate on, hey, I'm going to start opening up some short positions here in the golden pocket, 618 to 786 region, baby, between about, let's pull this over here. Come on, Trading View, baby. Come on. And I'm going to hop into the chat here and hang out with you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I am super excited for this show. I love weekend shows, man, because we could really dive into anything. Okay, so we got 97 to 100K. That region, 97 to 103, that is your bearish golden pocket, right? Where you could speculate if you're a bear right now, and I'm not, but if you're a bear right now, you could speculate on, hey, that's a likely area where price is going to revert to the downside, because that would be your first lower high, right, in the series. Right? That would be your first lower high, and then you would come down here, make your next lower low, right? And then you lower high, lower low, right? All the way down until whenever we get a higher high. And then you can speculate on a higher low and ride that to the upside. It's just about change in market structure. And this is more micro. I'm looking at the macro, right? Zoomed out on the multi-year time frame, right? Or on the daily time frame, but looking at over the course of years, I'm still looking at the higher high, higher low, and I have to speculate on a higher low, either here or down at around $70,000, $68,000 where that next high volume node comes in on the VRVP. That's what I'm looking at, man. That's what I'm thinking is most likely for crypto here in the near term. Welcome everybody who's just jumping in. Shout out to you guys. Cheers on this Saturday night. Thank you for jumping in and hanging out with me. Let's dive into the chat. All right, Wanda, what's up? Hey, congratulations, 100 subscribers. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys guys getting me to that milestone. That was super huge. See you tomorrow. Waiting for the moon. Yeah, Matt, what's up? Sean, how you doing, man? We definitely miss you. I hope you're having a good time in Prototype, married life. Hey, what's up? All right, let's dive in. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man, absolutely. Make sure to drop a like. Sean, welcome. Undesigns, glad you're here. Hey, thank you, April, for shouting them out. Hey, everybody, thank you. All right, let's dive in to crypto bubbles and see what are the hot winners and the hot losers of today. H-bar, baby. H-bar pumping massively, 11%, right, off the real world asset aggregator, right? Let's dive into H-bar. H-bar, baby. H-bar had a massive move, much like XRP did right before the election time period and after the election time period. We were speculating yesterday on this falling wedge, right? We got that wedge breakout to the upside, massive push for H-bar. We were forming a divergence here on the daily time frame. Let's get rid of this here. We were forming a divergence. What's a divergence? Well, when we have a equal low or a higher low form on the RSI indicator while we are forming lower lows on price action here. And that eventually said, well, that said to us that we had this high here breaking before this low, highly likely. What happened? H-bar squeezed to the upside, baby. This candle was massive. We were up at one point 27% on the day. What a massive move for H-bar in the near term. These smaller cap coins, right? These medium cap, smaller cap coins can move very quickly in a day like that, right? Off of big time frame divergence. Daily bullish divergence is super strong on some of these altcoins. And I believe some of these bubbles, they're eventually going to start popping off. You're going to see some big bubbles like that. They may be onesie twosies, but this bullish divergence that's kicking in on some of these projects is massive. Now, what are the big losers of the day? The big runners of the week. We saw Hex, the CEO, right, getting his charges dropped for, raising funds illegally to buy the world's largest black diamond and things of that nature. He got his charges dropped by the SEC, spiked investor interest, right? And Hex started mooning just the other day, right? We saw it yesterday. We saw it yesterday almost do a 50-60% move just in a matter of a couple hours. That was massive, right? And PulseX and Pulse Chain are going to do the same thing as Hex, right? As they are all based on the Hex platform. Pi, a massive runner this week, right? Just getting a little bit of a pullback. Let's go over to Pi and check it out. Drop your coins, drop your comments, drop your questions in the chat, everybody. I'd be happy to look at all of your altcoins, anything that you guys want, trading questions. What am I doing? You know, how do I feel about the market? Anything you guys want to do? What's my favorite color, right? How was that bidet like when I was using the restroom before the stream? Like, you guys can ask me anything you want. I'm excited to jump in the chat with you on this Saturday night. Welcome. All right, Pi, here we go on the daily, right? Very new project. Very new, right? We were pulling it up on Dex Screener the other day, and this had a massive spike, right? This had a massive spike upon release and has since been on a colossal tear. Now, what am I looking at for assets that go on colossal tears? You need to understand that people are going to take profits on this asset, right? If you pull anywhere down here, right, where people got in up to where we are now, you're up a 3x. Some people at one point were up, up a 5x. People are going to start taking profits out of these coins when they've done that in the matter of just a couple of days, right? And what are they going to do? They're going to rotate their profits into something that hasn't pumped massively yet, right? So that's why you're seeing a sell-off in Pi. Would it have made sense for it to just keep going? No, charts don't look like that, everybody. Charts don't look like that. You're gonna have healthy pullbacks, right? Whoop! You're gonna have healthy pullbacks here. Pullback, pump, right? Dump, pullback, right? That's how charts are going to form over time, right? And we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we could examine the probabilities. So here we go. Let's take a look at our Fibonacci, baby, our Fibonacci retracement, and see where this is likely to go and if we are in a likely bounce zone. Look at that, coming down exactly to the 786, getting that bounce here off of our Fibonacci golden pocket. How many times have we pulled up the Fibonacci golden pocket on this channel, right? And it price reversed to the upside massively, right? Last one we looked at, Kaito. Kaito did the exact same thing, bounced massively off the 786. It was the perfect entry down to the dollar on Kaito, right? Awesome. Shout out to Kaito family. Shout out to the Kaito family. Woo! Dry uvula, everybody. You got to keep those uvulas moist. All right, so we got that bounce out the 786 for Pi Network here. This is looking really good. We're above a high volume node here. There's not a lot of data here that we can examine because the project is so new, right? But what I am looking at, let's clear this up. Woo! There we go. All right, let's clear this up here. All right, what I am looking at is this falling channel here that's forming on the Pi network. Out of a 786, this looks like a very likely point where you're going to get at least some kind of reaction to the upside, right? Again, people are already massively up, and when projects initially release, this is a more risky time in the asset, right? Because the consolidation. Any kind of consolidation that you see is mixed in with heavy profit taking, right? If Bitcoin goes up 2%, you're not going to see a massive sell-off because people aren't in that much profit. But you have people that are in, 300 to 500% profit right now, and you're betting that they're not going to sell their bags and get in on anything else. So that's where you're looking at right now for Pi Network. All right, let's dive into the chat. What questions you guys got? Hey, Project Moongold, thank you for jumping in, man. What's going on? Thank you for helping me hit that 100 subscriber milestone, man. You're a legend. I greatly appreciate you. Hey, please look at XLM from Wanda. Let's dive in. XLM moves in cognition with XRP a lot. Come on, baby. There we go. Oh, I didn't want to have to get that Comcast guy again, baby. Ooh, that guy was tilting me the other day. Woo! All right. XLM showing massive strength right here, right? We did have it in this flag speculating on an upside breakout, right? This was weeks ago. This was back, early January or late January. But since then, we've continued to consolidate, right? The flag extended and is still looking very good to me, right? Let's see. Let's pull it up on the daily. Boom, 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 baby. Hey, a lot of these altcoins look very similar. Does this not look cup and handy to you? Cup and handle, big cup. We have a big cup and a handle forming, right? A bullish pattern looks very good. Let's zoom in and see what we're looking at here for XLM for Wanda. Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Wanda. Let's go over it, right? So we do have a flag here forming on the daily time frame. I am liking what I am seeing here for XLM the last 3 days, bouncing off of where that daily 200 SMA, which we preach night and day. That is the difference between the bull and the bear market for assets, in my opinion, in my professional opinion. All right, everybody, we got that swing down here. We're forming our flag, looking very good here. We have our flagpole, and we're going to take an extrapolated target all the way up to about 90 cents. That's where I see XLM going. And you have this beautiful divergence, everybody, that this asset has played out just like a lot of the other altcoins are doing right now. You have a swing down in price while you have a swing across on the RSI, right? You have a swing across / swing up on the RSI. That looks very bullish to me, everyone. That's saying that we're going to break this high. The RSI divergence suggests we're going to break this high before we break this low. We do that, we're coming up here to test that high volume node, right here at around 43 cents. That is going to be a massive pump for XLM, even from where we're at, right? Coming up to test that high volume node, that's another 32% move for XLM. You get above that high volume node and you only have 2 resistances, baby, before you're going to the moon. You have one here at 49 cents, and you have one up here at about 56 cents. And then that's your moonshot, baby. That's your moonshot that's going to get you out of this flag here, to the upside for XLM, showing relative strength compared to everything else in the market today. Looking really good. XLM, baby, XLM. I am bullish on XLM, baby. Thank you, Wanda, for bringing that to our attention. We're also forming that candlestick pattern that we talked about yesterday. Those 3 white soldiers here, right? We had 3 black crows getting negated by 3 white soldiers. What are 3 white soldiers? It's 3 candles in a row, right, that are bigger than the next. This candle is yet to close, right? And we have 20 hours and 1 minute until that candle closes, right? So stand by for that. Why do we have to wait for candle closes? I'm glad that I asked that rhetorical question. Let's go over to Bitcoin here and see why we have to wait for candle closes, everybody. We already went over this. This is crazy. We had that massive candle that was closing. It looked like it was going to close below the daily 200 SMA. The daily 200 SMA is sitting at about 81,000. We were down at 78.4, and everybody was freaking out. This is the bear market. Everybody, I begged and pleaded on the stream. I said, please wait for this candle to close. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. Let New York buy this up. And baby, we got that pump. To the upside, baby, and we closed above the daily 200 SMA. You guys got my uvula going everywhere tonight. we got that pump above the daily 200 SMA, and we closed above the daily 200 SMA, got a bullish engulfing candle, and here we are looking for the reversal for Bitcoin here in the near term. We're in extreme greed, a historical time that has been awesome for accumulating Bitcoin and your favorite projects, right? Bitcoin dominance is still on the rise, but Bitcoin catching itself right here can be the turnaround point with that bearish divergence forming on Bitcoin dominance, where your altcoins may start to see some signs of relief / pumpage here, and we're getting that, right? We're getting that. Let's look at the week, right? The week kind of bloody for crypto, but you're seeing altcoins bounce off some of these divergences that they are forming. This isn't near as bad as it was a month ago, right? Or a couple weeks ago when you saw a lot of 50s and 60s in here. Now we're in 30s, 40s, right? Altcoins are making a little bit of a comeback despite the redness that we're seeing on crypto bubbles, right? It's very important to look at that, the macro time frame. Zoom out. When you're in doubt, zoom out. We're speculating on this higher low coming in for Bitcoin, baby. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Hey, PMG, thanks, man. You're a legend. I appreciate you jumping into this stream, man. Thank you. Thank you. PMG Corey, the whole PMG family here. What is up, guys? PMG. If you guys have not checked out Project Moon Gold, give him a shot, man. Go and subscribe to his channel and check him out. Really cool dude. Really awesome guy. Helped me get my feet off the floor, right? All right, please look at hype from Wanda. Absolutely. Unreal Dragons, glad you're here. Hey, yep. Chat. Woo! If I missed anything, retype it, guys. Retype it. All right, so we got hype. Hyperliquid, right? One of the big players in the game when it comes to the NFTs, right? It was getting a massive push to the upside, and we've been looking at this over and over on the stream here for the past couple of days. Let's zoom in here and see what we're looking at. Yeah, so we're just consolidating, right? We're just consolidating down here. This does look a little. Let's see if we can flip this around here. Yeah, so to me, this looks a little flaggy to me. This looks a little flaggy. Little flag and drag, right? This is an inverse bull flag, which means what? It's a bear flag. It looks like a bear flag forming, right? For Hyperliquid, right, in the near term. This looks like it could go and start some price discovery to the downside. Nobody wants to see that for Hyperliquid, right? But if you flip this around, is this not something where we would speculate on a long on this support line, right? So it looks really, really good as far as from a bearish perspective to expect some kind of downward price action from Hyperliquid, right? This is a really strong project and there's some institutional adoption in it, but you got to understand that this is still a new project, right? Coming out late last year. I remember seeing it on Dex Screener. It did have that massive pump, right? And this is still very speculative as Bitcoin really struggles to gain its footing. Those newer projects can really struggle, right? Because speculation dies off and companies, institutions really hesitate to get in on more speculative investments when Bitcoin is struggling. So that's what I'm seeing here for Hyperliquid here in the near term. I'm not super bearish on Hyperliquid, but that is a bear flag until it's not. What's your saving grace? Well, we could dive in here and take a peek. So what you need here, and I don't like that shoulder, head, right shoulder rearing its head. You need some kind of bullish a bearish invalidation pattern. You need an inverse shoulder, head, right shoulder. You need this candle to turn around and get to the upside here for Hyperliquid. That's what you're going to need to see in order to get us out of here, pump us back to the upside, and see if we could at least get back above this prior support zone. Whoop! Oh my goodness, my headphones getting in the way of my middle fingy there. All right, so yeah, we need to see that in order to get at least back up and test this support zone right here. And when you break resistance like that, when you break heavy resistance, it's likely to be when you break heavy support, it's likely to be heavy resistance on the way to the upside. That gap in the VRVP, baby, that is a massive gap. So there is the potential of a short squeeze up here, short. You squeeze those shorts before continuing further to the downside. But there is support levels that are up here for Hyperliquid, and you're testing them right now. You fell below and you're testing this high volume. You got a high volume node here, right? When you're zooming out on the macro time frame, you get above that, it's likely you squeeze, but you need to get back above I'd say 20, at least I'd say 20 and a half bucks in order to feel like that there's any chance of this project recovering here in the near term as Bitcoin struggles, right? And with Bitcoin dominance falling, that is a possibility, or Bitcoin dominance bear div on the daily, that is a possibility, but I mean, Hyperliquid just doesn't look as strong as it did a couple weeks ago, everybody. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? That's just what I'm seeing. That's what the charts are saying. I'm not talking about the project in and of itself. I think it's a great project, but that's what the charts are saying, and the market is not agreeing that this is a project that's gonna last based off this bear flag, right? At least in the near term. All right, diving in. Pi going to dump. Pi likely to dump. PMG Corey. Yes. Pi is likely to dump, right? Bitcoin really struggling right here. We see the red all over these 15-minute bubbles, 15-minute boobles coming out, right? We do have that long open, that speculative long, down a little bit, down $17 on the trade, right? This isn't a huge trade. We're doing 200 for 700 here on the macro, on the daily, right? So this is going to be something that I'm going to be tracking really closely. I'm just speculating on this this daily 200 MA holding, and it's pushing to the upside, right? But besides that, weekend trading, we're keeping it real light, everybody. We're keeping it real light. The hour is still showing us some signs of love, but there's a lot of red in here. And whenever you have big boobles, everybody, it does steal away from some of the more red, right? This just tracks like all the average percent is up. So if bear is up 2.2% and everything's down, minus 0.2%, it's still going to show green here on the hour. But this isn't, it's not looking the best. I'm not going to lie. It is the weekend. We have to keep in mind we have these tariffs coming in, right, on the 4th. We have to keep in mind we have these tariffs coming in on the 4th, and what that's going to do to the broader economy across the world, right? If we could sit down and have some peace talks with these countries, and we could get these as soon as these tariffs go away, that's going to heighten everybody's hope that these more speculative assets can reign, right? Even the S&P 500 has been struggling, right? Of course they will, right? You're essentially saying, hey, supply is going to get more expensive around the world, in order to produce whatever product you produce, phones, bathtubs, houses, everything. Like, I know we're doing an additional tax on lumber on Canada, right? So, home buyers are really going to struggle here, because why are people going to buy home? Why are people going to build homes when we're struggling, right? When we're struggling to produce wood here, not just produce wood here in the United States, but we're going to tax the wood that we're bringing in the United States, increasing the cost of homes, right? That's not going to do good for anybody. It's going to be absolutely crazy, right? And I don't know what Trump's doing in the near term. I'm not getting into politics or anything, but I really hope he knows what he's doing when it comes to the economy. All right, let's dive in. Hey, everybody, light up the chat. Whatever you guys want to go over, we'll go over it. Thank you to everybody that's here. I enjoy spending my Saturday nights with you guys. You guys are super hype, super awesome. Thank you for being here. So let's go over Ethereum, right? Ethereum getting a lot of hate recently, just absolutely getting dumped to the downside, baby. Getting dumped like I did when I was in elementary school. And I asked a girl, Lauren, on the swing set out on a date, and she said no, right? And her friend Samantha just pushed her on the swing set, and when I wanted to push her on the swing set, we're just getting rejected. We just get rejected, everybody. And Ethereum's just been getting rejected ever since it was at its highs here at about $4,000, coming down that $2,200 range. Whoa! Oh, let me do the R2 one. Ready for this? Oh, that's my R2 impression. It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good. All right, here we go. Today, Ethereum breaking down massively, right? On the day, coming down all the way to that $2,071 level. That was just an 8-hour. What? Wow! That was just 12 hours ago. That is wild to see Ethereum continuing to show this kind of weakness here in the market, right? The Ethereum, what do I say? Every time we're below the 200 SMA, baby, I call that bear market territory. We closed below the daily 200 SMA, and we have done nothing but dump since, essentially, for Ethereum, right? I mean, there were some divergences that were forming in here on the lower time frames, but nothing on the daily, and the daily is oversold right now. You don't get oversold that often on Ethereum. Last time was right here on this wick, and that marked the bottom, right? You're down here in the oversold region on the daily. The last you had it here, but then you continue to dump, right? Ethereum's been getting a lot of massive hate lately. Vitalik Buterin, not really promoting any upgrades for the project, and a lot of skepticism coming in with the gas fees and everything, saying, hey, it's too expensive. There are other chains like Sui, Solana that could do it better. We'll have to wait and see. But Ethereum sitting on critical support here, baby. Is this not an M pattern to everyone? Is this not an M pattern, a giant M? Right now, you can never reach the target on this M. Why? Because you would go to zero. You would go to zero, right? Look at this. Look at this. You would come down here. Okay, a $357 Ethereum, essentially zero, right? Comparatively to where Ethereum has been, you would break below low areas that you have not seen since 2017. That is crazy. That is crazy. So I don't want to see that for Ethereum. And to all my Ethereum bulls, man, I applaud you for holding on, but this is looking absolutely horrible in the near term. And why does Ethereum matter? Why do I look at Ethereum all the time on the channel? It's because it is the leading altcoin indicator. When Ethereum in the past, when Ethereum has struggled, altcoins have just bled, baby. Altcoins have just bled. It has been absolutely horrible for the altcoins, right? right? Now, in the near term, right, we could look at Ethereum and say, hey, Boys Crypto, what do you mean? Like we're doing good. We're cracking 200 MAs. I agree, but not on the bigger time frames. We need to start playing 200 MA dominoes, everybody. Everybody on this channel knows what 200 MA dominoes are, right? Dry uvula. Who knows how to play 200 MA dominoes? I do, right? Let's zoom in. All right, back down here. Crack the 1. We come up, we test a 3. We crack the 3. We come up, we test a 5. We crack the 5. We come up, we test a 7. We crack the 7. Where are we at? The 15, baby. We are in between the 7-minute 200 and the 15-minute 200. Zooming in here, it looks a little flaggy. I'm not gonna lie. Looking okay for Ethereum right here. Looking okay. I'd call that more of a symmetrical triangle here. Yeah, I'd call that more of a symmetrical triangle that could go either way here, because the flag was kind of busted when we started rounding. So yeah, you could go either way here on Ethereum. And I'll tell you what, you break to the downside, what does that target take you? It takes you, dominoes the other way for the 200 MAs. You break the 7, you're going to come and you're going to test the 5 right there in confluence with the downward breakdown of the symmetrical triangle, right? And then, you're going to test the 3 and the 1 at the same time, and then you can start dumping again for Ethereum. But can we get this break to the upside, right? Ethereum, that's a 50-50 pattern. It is technically a 50-50 shot. Look at the RSI sitting at 50, right? Right in the middle here. The stochastics are pointing upward. That's a good sign, right? But I really want to see some relief here for Ethereum, or it's going to get really ugly. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly fast. I promise you, if we break this support and we start closing candles below here, like this support, this is the support line. This is the support line, everybody. This is the support line. If we bounce once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times here, the more times you start knocking on a support level, right? It's like a cop trying to break down your door with one of those battering rams, right? Not that that's ever happened to me, but it's like a cop trying to break down your door with a battering ram. Is it gonna break on the first attempt? Probably not. The second, no. The third, no, right? But the fourth, okay, you're getting a little crack. And then the 5th one, the door absolutely implodes in, knocks Boys Crypto backwards. The cops come storming in, they got their knee on my neck, like George Floyd, and it's just a disaster, right? So that's not what we want to see for Ethereum right here. We do not want to see Ethereum get absolutely wrecked and destroyed. We closed daily candle. Look at this. This daily candle it's not looking good. I'd be lying to you if I said it looked, 1, you had a massive shooting star pattern to the upside. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days essentially where Ethereum has been in a constant nukage. We don't want to see that, everybody. And this candle just opened. This candle just opened a couple hours ago, right? 4 hours ago on the daily. We want to see Ethereum hold above the support line. Could this be an epic opportunity to get into Ethereum long? Yes, but I'm not playing that game, not with Ethereum, not where it's sitting right now. I don't have the sack, everybody. I don't have the sack to take this long, because I'm not betting on that door that's been hit with the battering ram like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on holding, right? And preventing that cop from storming in and putting that pressure on our neck. That's not what we want to see. That's not what we want to see. All right, everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for everybody just jumping on into the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed the metaphors and references, right? They are fictional stories about Boys Crypto. That never happened. Never had my neck kneed upon by one of our men in blue. All right. Let's dive into the chat. PMG Corey, what's going on? Michaela B. Congratulations, Michaela B, winning the Solana giveaway yesterday. Congratulations. We had a giveaway for our 100 subscriber count. More giveaways to come in the future. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for helping me get here. I'm excited to see where this channel goes in the future as I share my trades, my insights with you forever going forward, right? I'm going to be here with you every single day. No days off, baby. No days off. All right. R2D2 impression is so incredible. Thank you, PMG Crypto, or thank you, PMG Corey. I appreciate you, man. I've been working on that for a long time, ever since we saw Star Wars Episode 1, way back in the day when I was a child. Yes, I am that old. I am 28 years old. No, when I first saw it, but it didn't come out until like 1980s, I don't think. No, Episode 1? Episode 1 was in the 2000s, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, what a great series. If any of you guys are fellow Star Wars fans, drop that in the chat. I want to see who loves Star Wars here. We all love Star Wars, right? We all love Star Wars. You got to. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, let's dive in. Let's dive in. All right, back to crypto bubbles, everybody. We got the boobles looking big here on the day. Some red, some green. We went over our biggest winner. We went over our biggest loser. Pi, what coins do you guys want to go into? Let's drop them in the chat. What are you bullish on? What are you bearish on? What do we want to see? Is R2D2 even a coin? Let's dive in. PMG, PMG Corey. Let's see if R2D2 is a coin. I'll bet it is because everybody's making these random coins based off of absolutely nothing. R2D2, R2D2, there it is, the R2D2 coin, 2 years and 8 months old, has no market cap because it got absolutely rugged. R2D2, R2D2, I'm telling you guys, Dex Screener is absolutely crazy. All right, let's dive into, let's look at one of the ones we looked up on here the other day, Kaito. Let's look at Kaito, baby. Let's look at Kaito. We'll look at it on TradingView. I like to look on TradingView. Kaito doing some damage here on the perpetual, let's see. All right, so on Dex Screener, we did have the Fibonacci drawn saying where we would bounce. Where do we bounce? Where do we bounce, everybody? Where do we bounce all the time here on this channel? We bounce off of the Fibonacci retracement to the 786 region. Look at that bounce, baby. Oh my gosh. Good night. It's like watching my lady in the yoga pants at the gym, right? Look at that bounce. We got that bounce off the 786 retracement, shooting to the upside, getting above that high volume node, looking really, really good. We're above the 1 hour 200. This project isn't very old, so it's going to have a limited amount of data, but looking good ever since we had that 786 retracement, right? Looking good. Looks like we're forming a parallel channel here to the upside. Looks very good. Looks very good. It looked like it was a bit of a broken pattern with that yeah, we're gonna have to wait for some more consolidation to see where this is likely to go. But Kaito looking really good off of that 786 bounce. Your Fibonacci tool is so important, everybody. How do we use the Fibonacci tool, right? So we're gonna go over to this tool here on TradingView on the left. We're gonna click Fib retracement. This is a mathematical zone that assets all across the world. It doesn't matter what it is: eggs, cows, the price of cow, gold, silver, plutonium, whatever you want, Boys Crypto followers. Hopefully we don't have a Fib retracement on Boys Crypto followers, but look at this. We have a massive push to the upside, right? From our most recent swing low, right? We got that right here. Going to our swing high, we come down into this zone all the time, everybody, and you're gonna see this time and time again. It's this area right here between the 0.618 and the 786. That is your Fib retracement zone for every and all assets, right? You take your swing low. I like using the wicks, right? Some people don't. It's just a preference of mine, but I find that is highly, highly accurate. Coming down into this zone, if you're looking for and speculating on higher prices, this is a likely area when you're forming higher highs and higher lows on the chart that your higher low is going to come in. And when you break to the downside, you break market structure, and you're looking for that local higher high, you can pull this in the opposite direction and find out where is that next lower high going to come in on the charts. It's a super powerful tool. I highly recommend everybody start learning, pulling your fibs on the way, right? Because if you just pull your fibs along the way here and you start seeing rejection, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on, baby. What are we doing? Oh, paintbrush. That's what we were doing. All right, let's clear all this out. So if you're just pulling your fibs, right, as you go up along the way, right, and say we topped out here, right, then you could speculate on, your next long position being down here in the 181, 189 range, the area between the 706 and the 786, or the 618 if you want to be a little more risk on, right? It's just an area that assets love to bounce from on the macro, even on the micro, right? I see people pull fibs on the 1 minute and 2 minute charts. Absolutely crazy. That's a lot higher risk, but they do play out a lot of the time. They really do. All right, let's dive in. Please look at Litecoin. Wanda, Litecoin, absolutely. If you guys are interested on where I think Litecoin could go in the future, I did drop a video on that. My most popular video, baby. I'm so proud of it. We had the outline in the thumbnail and everything. I was pointing to the sky. It looked really good. It looks so handsome in that thumbnail. It looks so handsome. But Litecoin taking the world by storm. Why is Litecoin doing so well after it appears to have died, right, with the rest of the altcoins in the bear market? Why is it doing really well? Well, since speculation on the ETFs, right? Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin, right? Which means it is based off of the Bitcoin algorithm, and that wipes out a lot of the regulatory clarity going into ETF approval. So people are speculating, it's not guaranteed, speculating that the Litecoin ETF will be the first one in, baby. Be the first asset to get the ETF approved. Faster than XRP, faster than any other asset, right? Now, the reason being is because you wipe away a lot of the approval processes as this goes through to become a ETF approved asset. So you're trading in this range. You know, we've been here for Litecoin for a little bit, right? But you've been seeing some massive pumps, right? Massive pumps in bullish environments whenever the stock market's doing well, whenever Bitcoin's doing well, because people are speculating that once these ETFs get in, they can't sell what they don't have, right? They need to buy if they want to be positioned. So people are going to speculate that a lot of buy orders are going to be beneath them and pump the price to the upside, right? Whenever we dip into those zones, when the ETFs are in, that's going to likely reverse price very, very quickly, more so than other assets that don't have ETFs backing them, right? So that's what we're looking at for Litecoin, right? We're just ranging right now. We're just ranging. We are beneath the high volume node right here. That's not something I want to see. I want to get back above this high volume node to feel bullish here in the near term for Litecoin, but right in this area, a lot of Litecoin is changing hands despite it being the weekend, right? This is an area where a lot of Litecoin has changed hands. Look at this gap in the VRVP. We lose this area. We lose this high volume node. Right here at about $1.20, we're likely to fall down to that $1.03 region, right? Why is that? It's the bottom of the range and it's the next high volume node. We've been ranging here and we're likely to range here until we get some Bitcoin footing and regulatory clarity and ETF approval for Litecoin. That's what's coming for Litecoin here in the future. It is a top 100 crypto asset, so it is likely to move with the price of Bitcoin in the near term, right? But I tell you what, this Litecoin gets approved for the ETF and you're going to see a rocket shot. Look at this. Look at what we're seeing for Litecoin on the weekly. Looks absolutely beautiful, getting above zones that we have not seen since 2022, right? There aren't a lot of resistance areas above us. Look at the price action. The massive high volume nodes are down here in the $80 to $90 region. You could start gapping up very quickly here. Look at this gap. We get above that high volume node we talked about at 128. Look at that gap all the way up to 179. That's a 40% gain, baby, to the upside. You're going to see a massive green dildo to the upside, a massive God candle. It'll look really good. It likely looks something like this. And do we get rejected there? I mean, we could, but you'd have to think, do we still have Litecoin holders from 2021, or have those people abandoned the project? So, you know, and then past that, you got the prior resistances before you're looking at all-time highs. Can we see a $500, $600, $1,000 Litecoin this cycle? It's possible, especially with the ETFs coming in. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's definitely possible, everybody. It's possible. All right, that's my analysis for Litecoin there, Wanda. That's what I'm seeing. We're just ranging right now. We're ranging right now, dear. We're ranging, and, you know, we'll see if we could get the pump out of here, but we've been in this range since, you know, late November for the last 3 months, and we're likely to continue ranging there until we get some regulatory clarity, some bullish news on the Litecoin ETF, something of that nature, and Bitcoin needs to hold its footing. I highly doubt, unless we get an ETF approval, that Bitcoin dumps and Litecoin absolutely rips to the moon. It just does not happen that often. All right, let's dive in. All right, basically, let's look at Litecoin. Basically zero. Competitors are coming back in though. Lots Ethereum chain, but business goes where it's cheaper. Yeah, man, it really does. It really does. And you could speculate, right? Is Litecoin dead? Can we lose this range, retest it, lose the daily 200 MA and absolutely nuke to zero? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Yeah, you don't see a lot of hype around Litecoin or anything. The only hype that I've seen recently is that ETF approval potentially, right? And you could speculate from a bearish perspective, like what you're looking at here. Are you looking at a shoulder, right? A head, right? And a right shoulder kind of forming here. That definitely could be the case too. Like all these are just probabilities, everybody. And right now you're in a range. All I'm saying is that we may likely get a massive pump for Litecoin if these ETFs get approved. That's just the reality, right? Like people speculating on the XRP and HBAR ETFs getting approved, you know, those assets have absolutely ripped to the moon. There's no reason why Litecoin couldn't do the same thing, in my opinion. I'm just saying what the charts are saying and what I'm speculating on based off the recent news. I don't like how we're curving here on the daily stochastics, but overall, like, hey, we're ranging, and I'll be bullish if we break out above the range and get a retest. This is an area where I would be interested in longing Litecoin, speculating on further upside. I will short Litecoin. We break above, we retest this area, likely where the 200 MA is going to come into price action, right? And I would speculate on further action to the downside. But right now, it's a no trade zone for Litecoin for me, baby. No trade zone for Litecoin, and it's going to be heavily dependent on Bitcoin. You know, it really will. It really will. And Bitcoin dominance needs to give. All right, diving in. Bitcoin breaking out on the 15. Let's dive into Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what you're looking at. Are we breaking down? Looks like we're breaking down. Woo! Yeah, we could be breaking down, definitely. Let's see. Yeah, let's zoom in here a little tighter. Boop. Yeah, so what I want to see, right, for, just Bitcoin throughout the night, I want to see this 5-minute 200 MA hold. I do. You start playing, you're starting to play dominoes, right? You break the 5. Let's see, we broke the 1, we broke the 3, right? Let's zoom in here so it's easier to picture. We broke the 1, we broke the 3. Boop, boop. We come down to break the 5. It could happen, or we could bounce off the 5 and come up and break the 3, break the 1, and be on our further way to the upside. But when you get below all of them, right? You break the 5. You don't want to break the 5. Why? You want to break the 5 or the 7. Why? Because look how far away the 15 is. The 15 is sitting down here at about 83.5, right? Whereas the 5 is sitting at about 85.3. That's a $2,000 drop just to come down and test the next 200 MA. That's not something we want to see here for Bitcoin. Can it happen? We do have the high. Let's see. Let's zoom out here. Let the VRVP re-update. We got the high volume node here, baby. We got the high volume node holding us up here. I mean, that looks good. You could definitely get a bounce, though, in that 84.5 region. But yeah, so far, not looking so good for Bitcoin here on the near term, right? We do have that macro trade going, so I'm not really concerned about near-term price action like that. But I do want to see this shoulder, head, right shoulder kind of forming on the hourly. It's still intact, right? It's still intact. Woo! Still intact. Woo! Should I start doing that R2D2 impression more? I don't know if I could do that. I'll get massively hoarse voice, right? So I want to see a bounce kind of in this range off the high volume node to keep this shoulder, head, right shoulder idea intact. I'll consider closing the trade below here. That's definitely for sure. We start breaking that right shoulder area. That would look a little sketch for Bitcoin here on the weekend. That's not what I want to see, but the whales could definitely play whatever games they want to. Charting is accurate on the weekends, everybody, but it is less accurate when you have less liquidity in the market. That's just the environment, the reality that we're in right now. Same thing goes on holidays like President's Day, like Boys Crypto Day, like any of those kind of days. It's important to understand that there's lack of liquidity in the market, and you could get massive bounces, massive wicks to the upside, downside, liquidate people left and right, just because the market makers who individually hold Bitcoin can absolutely do whatever they want. All right, let's see. The sack, yeah. All right, 76 baby year was when I was born. Hey, shout out to you. Did you guys know, I was looking at the analytics the other day, the average age on this channel is between 35 and 40 years old, or 35 and 45 years old. Shout out to you guys, right? Yeah, I'm a little bit of a young whippersnapper. I'm not saying that you guys are old. You guys, I'm sure, are very beautiful and handsome people, right? But I'm 28. I appreciate you guys coming in and, looking at something that, listening to somebody that's a little younger. I mean, that's appreciated. You know what I mean? It's not often you see it. I love that demographic. It was so cool to see. I love that. And only 3% female. Oh, let me get down. I don't know if you guys see my pants, right? The stream pants, baby. The stream pants. You guys, look. You guys got that dorsiflexion. I got my stream slippers on that Saturday night. Whoo! You gotta get hyped for that. All right, everybody, but we're business from the top, right? I was thinking about getting a little mullet, right? Business in the front, party in the back. My lady definitely skewed me away from that. I don't want to, shout out to my mullet friends. Shout out to my mullet friends, right? Everybody who has a mullet, like, hey, shout out to you. But, my lady said, no, I can't do that, right? I can't kiss a man with a mullet. Like, yeah, I can't. Yeah, so it's the same thing about me getting a thick mustache, right? I wanted to have a nice, fat, black Cheeto caterpillar on my lip. And she said, no, we got to keep it trimmed down, honey. We got to keep it trimmed down. I don't like chewing on horsehair. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, that distracted me a little bit. All right, diving in. Hey, yeah, shout out to my middle-aged man out there. 3% female. You guys know we only have 3% female, and I'm pretty sure I know at least 3 of them. So that's 3%. I know every female. If anybody can get another female in the chat, in the chat, right? I know all of them. If anybody could get another female in the chat, a subscriber, right? Another subscriber female in the chat. Let's see. We'll give some Solana away. If a female gets on this chat, subscribes, and tells me who referred them. I'll send you some Solana. We got to up this percentage. We have to up this percentage, everybody. We need to up this percentage so that we could get some more females in here, right? And this is not a giant sausage fest. I feel like I'm at the breakfast buffet and all I see is breakfast sausages everywhere, right? We got to get some females in the chat, right? Get some females in the space, everybody, and they can tell their friends, and they can tell their friends and friends, and they can gossip and tell tea about the ridiculous things that all the men are saying in the chat. But that's what we're looking at. All right, we're getting a little far away from the charts here. What else do you guys want to look at, baby? Let's see what we're going to look at. Bitcoin Cash Asked about what will go higher. Oh, hey, Wanda, thank you for calling that out. Unreal Designs. Hey, it's hard for me to keep up in the chat and keep looking at the camera at the same time. It's on my phone down here, everybody. I'm watching myself, making sure I'm not making a clown of myself. Yeah, so we're going to go over. Let's go over that. Thank you, Wanda, for pulling that up. Unreal Designs wants to know, what will go harder, Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin? Well, Litecoin does have the ETF looking to come. Bitcoin Cash, you know, Bitcoin Cash, let's see. Let's look at the chart. I haven't pulled up Bitcoin Cash in a minute. Bitcoin Cash looking strong here on the hour. Yeah, same chart, different asset, right? Let's see if we got that bull div on the 8 hour. Yeah, baby. Yeah, we got that bull div on the 8 hour for Bitcoin Cash here as we have the swing down in price, right? Same thing as everything else. A lot of things forming this bull div here. Well, we have our swing down in price, and we have a swing up on the RSI indicator telling us that we're likely to break this high before we break this low. I do like that, right? Because if that bull div does play out, where does that put you? It puts you above this high volume node here, right? Oh, it puts you above this high volume node. And then Bitcoin Cash, I know this is an asset that likes to gap up. Right, you have a massive 35. That looks good. That looks good, and make me want to trade an altcoin on the weekend, baby. Making me want to trade altcoins on the weekend, right? Woo! Yeah, and we already have, and it hasn't worked out. But is this going to be the one that does, right? A 33% move, looking like it's coming for Bitcoin Cash. Look at that volume, baby. There's nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there on the local VRVP. Look at that gap. It's like throwing a ball off a hill. If I throw a ball off this hill, it's likely to roll up onto the other hill, right? And eventually land in here. That's a $100 increase for Bitcoin Cash. And it can happen. It can happen fast. I've seen this asset move very quickly. Look at this dump that happened, right? From 440, in the span of, a week down to 270. That was a massive dump for Bitcoin Cash. But look at some of these candles here for Bitcoin Cash. I know this asset can move. When it wants to move, it moves. It's been one of the biggest boobles on crypto bubbles in the past, right? It has. Look at these single daily candles of 22%. I remember back in the day, baby. Back in the day, this thing used to have some candles. Look at this 3-day span where Bitcoin Cash went on a monumental 66% run. This asset can move. Asset can move, especially in the bear market. Look at these pop and drops in the bear market. That was wild. Back here, Bitcoin Cash going on a massive run in 23. I do remember that. I forget what the news was behind that. A 200% run in the span of a month. Woo, 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 woo. But let's get back to brass tacks here. But that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin Cash. I like the breakdown on the 8 hour. Hey, I'm not going to, if I had to choose Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin, and I'm not saying I'm incredibly bullish on either of the projects. I'm just liking what the charts are saying. I'm just going based off of the news that's being released with the ETFs. I do not own Bitcoin Cash, and I do not own Litecoin. Just a disclaimer there, right? I just don't. It's not part of my investing portfolio. You're sitting in an area of support here, right? That could be serving as resistance right now, or resistance that current support. Right, prior support that is currently serving as resistance right now. That's not something you want to see. You want to see us get back over that retest and gap up. That's what I'd like to see for Bitcoin Cash here in the near term. If I had to pick, it would be Litecoin. And why? Because I think the ETFs more likely to get approved quicker, and I'd be speculating on a squeeze to the upside for Litecoin. That's just me, man. That's just me. And Bitcoin Cash, it does have the potential to move. And tell me the charts don't look exactly the same, right? With the exception of Litecoin consolidating with that. With the ETF news. But this looks like a really big cup and handle. I don't like when the handles drop below the cup. That's not good. You ever see a cup with a handle below the cup? No, it's not going to stand up. It's going to look absolutely ridiculous. So that's what I am looking at for Bitcoin Cash, baby. For Bitcoin Cash. All right, let's dive into the chat. Man, I really like this 8 hour looking. Let's see. The daily looking good, looking the bullish engulf just in the last 4 hours, having a big pump for Bitcoin Cash, right? Having a big pump for Bitcoin Cash over the past hour. Not over the past 4 hours, but over the past day. That looks really good, man. That looks good. Bullish engulfing candle. It looks good. I'm not going to lie. We do have that bullish divergence on the daily and on the 8 hour. Yeah, it looks good. Bitcoin Cash looks good right now. It could potentially bounce. It can. But in order for any of these assets to bounce, Bitcoin's got to find its footing here. It does. Bitcoin's not going to nuke to 72K and these assets be like, oh yeah, I'll gap up in the VRVP. The odds of that happening are slim to none, right? Just my opinion. All right, diving in, we got Corey, right? Corey, let's dive in. Corey, baby. Is this on Dex Screener? It might be. Corey on, yeah, let's go over to Dex. Corey, baby. Oh, yeah. Thank you for your coin shout out. Hey, man, PMG Corey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Corey, Palm Corey. Is this the one? Yeah. 8 days, 23 hours. Looks like the one. There's a couple of them on here, but let's go with this one. It looks really good. Looks good to me. All right, we got a market cap of 860. This is, I don't know if this is a meme coin. I don't know what this is, but this is a coin just by looking at it where you could be looking at a monument. This is something that has potential. Why? You have a decent amount of liquidity in the game. Yeah, 126,000. Normally I like 200,000, but because the market cap is so small at 863K, I'll settle for about 25% liquidity. That's okay to me, right? Let's look at this. Liquidity providers. Yep, you got some liquidity providers. Hey, this is checking my wickets. This is checking my wickets. And you know what you can do on Solana? I love this. I love this. Don't look at my internet history, everybody. It's kind of damning. Oh, I mean, danging. You know what I mean? Danging. We don't want to say that for the algorithm. All right, anti-rug. Usually I do a good job of clearing all that stuff out before I get on the stream, baby. Before I get on the stream. Anti-rug. Let's see. I'm just kidding. I am a saint. I promise you guys. I promise. All right. Enter in the addresses. Look at all these addresses. Cool. So what's cool about this, right? So what I'm looking at, dry uvula. I like this happens to all coins, right? You have that initial run up and you got the pullback. And you know what? I don't even need to do this anymore for you guys because you guys already know where we're likely to retrace to that 786 zone. We did get a little bit of a bounce there. We fell beneath it. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. This is a new asset. People taking profits. It is what it is. All right. So what's really cool about Solana here, and I love things on Sol, right, is you can go over this AI agent called Anti-Rug, right? And it analyzes the holders and the wallets of these kind of tokens. And it's super cool because you could type in, right? We could copy and paste this address, right? For the address on Sol and type it in here on Anti-Rug, baby. Well, no, that's not, yeah, what in the world? Where are we going? Corey here. There we go. And you can paste it in here. And when you paste it in here and you hit go, this thing is super cool. It's going to give you a safety score, right? It's going to give you a safety score, an AI safety score, 68%, baby. It's not bad. And it's going to give you an analysis based off this token. I like this. Corey, 68%, not bad, right? You know, the age, not bad. Breakdown, okay. Market cap, really small. This could be the beginning of something big. What I like about it is that nobody holds a very large percentage. Look at this, right? Look at this. It's nobody holds a very large percentage of this. This is the amount of people that own more than 1% of the supply, right? And most of it is held by people who do not own by 1% of the supply. It's pretty evenly distributed. Minting's locked, good. The highest holder owns just 2.63%, big check mark. The project is over a week old. It survived that initial pump dump schedule, right? That pump dump hype. We only have 3,000 wallets, right? And the top 10 holders own 19.5%. LP burn status is unknown. Okay, so there's a mixture of good and bad, right? But this is saying, hey, of all the coins that are getting released on Dex Screener, this one doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I'd have to look at the white paper. You know, you could always go over here and check out their Twitter, right? Check out the Twitter, the website. Come on, Comcast. We go to the Twitter, see how many followers they have. You always want to hit I understand. I've never read that statement, but I've always hit understand, and they've never done anything evil to me. So that's what we're looking at. I love Anti-Rug. I highly recommend checking that out. You got 2,420 followers. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him posting a lot on Twitter. Okay, 4 hours ago, 15 hours ago. Hey, that's pretty good. You got CoinGecko listening. That's a good sign. Hey, man, I'm liking what I'm seeing for this. You may have found a little gem here. You know, hey, maybe worth, you know, throwing some money in here. That's okay. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but if you're looking for those low cap gems, this hits all of Boyce Crypto's wickets, baby. This hits all of Boyce Crypto's wickets. Thank you for putting that on our attention. And I may actually get some of this token here later on off stream. I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive. Check out their website, the white paper, what's coming up for the project. I like that. Keep this on your radar, everybody. Corey on Sol. Thank you, PMG Corey, for calling that out. Corey with a C, not Corey with a K, right? Dude, if you're the developer, that'd be crazy. But yeah, man, this looks good. This looks good. You have a small market cap, which is, you know, if this got to a $100 million market cap, which is nothing in crypto, nothing, right? That would be a that would be a 100x, you know, a 120x for you. So if you're looking for those gems, right? Those gems that could absolutely moon, like the $100 million market caps, those aren't even in the top 100 cryptocurrencies, right? So that really could be something, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I really like that. You're not the developer, dude. Good to hear. Right. But yeah, on Solana, anti-rug is awesome, everybody. I highly recommend utilizing this, right? Because it'll pull up, it'll flag it, man. It'll flag it. For those people who like to rug pull people, get on YouTube. Hey, how do we rug pull, right? Look at this. I can rug pull people for 70K. It pings those wallets and tells you, this dude's a rugger. This dude is a rugger. It'll tell you before they rug it, right? It'll say, hey, this wallet has a history of absolutely destroying people, and it will give you a safety score of like 1, right? Or none. It'll give you an awful state, and it will break you down why. Hey, this wallet has rugged this many projects in the past. Look at this. Like, there's no white paper. The tariff is the white paper is nothing. The wallet addresses own over 90% of the supply. Things like that. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's something that you want to. You know what? I'm curious. I'm curious. You know what, PMG Core, you're gonna make me do this. You're gonna make me do this. I'm curious, right? Let's see what safety you guys always every night with the memes, man. Every night get me hyped up on my meme rant. I would love to know the safety score. What do you guys think? Type it in the chat. What do you guys think the safety score is for Trump coin? What do you guys think? Come on, internet. Comcast! If you're watching Comcast, guy, I will come for you. Not in a good way. If we can't get this deck screen to look. Come on, baby. What are we doing here? Yeah, anti-rug. Come on. All right. Trump, baby. Trump. And I'll bet there's going to be a bunch of knockoffs right here on the top. But let's see if we can get Trump coin to pull up here. What do we think the safety score is on the Trump coin? Let's go to some. I don't know if you guys know this, but I am definitely running on a dyno. Trump, the official Trump coin. Fight, fight, fight. Right, baby? Fight, fight, fight. This is a... I wonder if this, you know what I bet? I know was had a bad safety score, that Libra coin. Weird, it's the same address that made Melania coin. You guys know that? That the same wallet who created, the same creator of Melania coin created Libra, the both of which absolutely got rugged. It's true. It's true. That's my old buddy McQuillan did. I miss you, McQuillan. Shout out to you if you're watching. Right? I love it. I love it. All right, let's try another one here. Try another one. Let's get the Trump coin in the anti-rug. Let's see what the safety score is on that. If you guys might make me want to scream here. I'm gonna be like my girlfriend and her sister when they're watching Outlander. It's less. It's less, baby. It's less. Let's look at the analysis. The top holder, Donald, good old Donnie, owns 80%. The top 10 holders own 91.83% of this project. The burn data is missing. Okay, that's not good. It's 1 month old. That has a safety score that is lower than the coin we just looked at, Corey. A new coin that's a week old. It has 54%. This isn't safe. This is not safe. I'm telling you guys. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you guys. Let me get the mic and make it all dramatic. I'm telling you, baby. Please, you guys got me breathing heavy. Please be careful with Trump coin. Jeez. I'll bet Melania is at a 0, right? Especially after Kaito. I'll bet Melania. But we're not going to dive into that. You guys can do that if you guys want. Anti-rug, baby. One of the coolest and most helpful AI agents if you are into meme coins or anything like that. Super helpful. It only works on Solana. Rug shall not pass. Samarium AI, Sarum AI. Heck yeah. Thank you to Anti-Rug, the developer and everything who seeked out to stop these rug pools. You made an amazing product. Shout out to you, Fred. All right. Diving in. All right. 80%, 87% mother for real. That's true. Check Melania. Hey, man, you know what? You want to check Melania? Do you guys want to check Melania? Woo! You guys are going to get me going on this rant. I'm telling you. When I talk about meme coins, I get so angry. Why? Because I know they take so much money from people, man. They do. You could how many people have made money on Trump coin? And there's going to be, maybe there's 1 or 2 in the chat. Oh, I bought it 10 cents and I sold at 40. Or I bought it $10, I sold at 40. But the majority of people got in before the big developers started selling out up in that $60, $70 range because everybody thought it was the next Bitcoin, and then it got absolutely rugged. Devastating. I saw the Meme Act is in Congress right now, preventing any, I love that. Shout out to MM Crypto posting that video up on his X account. Ooh! We're out of water. We're getting really dry uvula. We may have to run to the sink and get some real quick. You guys drink sink water? I love sink water, even though this water, I think, in Texas is a little bad for my skin. Okay, and my uvula. Okay, let's dive into Melania. But the Meme Act, right, just got released in Congress, preventing any government official threatening criminal penalties against any a month and a day old. This is get out of here, Melania. What is this? How is she not? Oh man, this drives me nuts. Tell me how this is different than Hawk Tuah. Anybody could tell me, if anybody could tell me who the difference between this and Hawk Tuah, I bet you could copy and paste the graphs over each other. This was a rugger. I don't care what you say. This was I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this. You guys are getting me hyped, baby. I can't wait to see this. This safety score is going to look like my spelling scores in first grade. I know it's going to look. We're going to be at a 20%, 15%. Give it a 0. Give it a 0, baby. Give it a 0. 61%. Okay, that's not looking good. It is what it is. Minting's locked. Project over a month old is 252. That's just giving it a good hold, man. That's just good. There's still 252,000 wallets that hold this product. Top 10 holders own 94%. The highest individual owner owns 30%. Burn status unknown. It's about the same as Trump, right? About the same as Trump. A little higher. I can't believe that. That's actually crazy. But, hey, that's crazy. 30%, 27%. Look at all this money. Look at all this money. I promise you, one of these is Melania. Look how much money she made off of people. It drives me absolutely nuts, right? That's a little shocking to see it this high. I'm not going to lie, right? But yeah, you could type in Libra. You could type in whatever. You could give it a safety score. And look at these. You have big buys coming in. That blows my mind. You have a 10,000. Someone just said, Melania, we're gonna buy $10,000 of Melania right now. I'm in, baby. This is going back to the highs. 120K coming shortly, right? Yeah, this is just a pullback. That's my favorite thing about memes. This is just a pullback. Look at this, baby. Like chill guy. I'm just a chill guy. My meme is down 93.76%. I'm just a chill guy, though. It'll come back, though. I'm a chill guy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If Bitcoin dropped 93%, what would the world say? That'd be crazy. All right, that's enough of the meme thing. I'm not going to go on that rant for you guys. You guys are going to get my blood pressure up. You're going to start seeing veins in my neck. My eyes are going to start turning red like you're smoking. Like my roommate's is when she's going off on the weed. But I'm not gonna dive in any further. Anti-rug. Shout out to Anti-Rug. Super awesome. Stay away, man. Paper clips is flying. Yeah, maybe another meme. Okay, probably serious. Wow, yep. Hey, thank you guys for lighting up the chat. I really love you guys. I appreciate you jumping in. Thank you. Bitcoin breaking on the 15. Yeah, we went over that. PMG. Wanda, we went over the difference between Bitcoin and Litecoin. Drop your questions in the chat. Another thing we're going to go over here. Let's look at the total 3, baby. The total 3 representing all crypto besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, looking very similar to Bitcoin right now, right? This represents all your altcoins under the sun, right? The total altcoin market cap besides Bitcoin and Ethereum is sitting at $816 billion, right? Currently consolidating. We are above that daily 200 SMA, baby. That daily 200 SMA currently falling in this wedge right here, right? That looks like we are going, it looks like these statistically break up to the upside, right? 60% of the time. But you're sitting above the daily 200 SMA, which looks like kind of your last line in the sand. You're above a high volume node right here. That looks really good. You lose that, you're going to gap down pretty quickly. Oh, look at that. Look where we gap down to the next high volume node and we bounced up to the next one, right? Currently got above, using it as support, looking to gap up here, that $884 billion level. That would be absolutely massive, and a lot of people would get liquidated on the short side on all these altcoins, right? Because the altcoins have been absolutely decimated since Bitcoin's even been consolidating, down 27% on your average altcoin, right? And it's probably more than your average altcoin. That's less than your average altcoin because XRP and things like that, who's stolen a large amount of the market share, right, have been contributing to this absolute monumental upside, right? Without XRP in the picture, $150 billion market cap, this would be down here at 650, right? So you got to consider that whenever you're looking at that. If you want to look at just things outside the top 10, you could always look at others, right? Others currently sitting below the daily 200 SMA, right? This is everything outside the top 10 cryptos. This is another cool chart to look at. So the others looks a little weak, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Tron, what are some other, Cardano, things of that nature are holding up better comparatively to coins outside the top 10, right? So it is imperative, if there's going to be a massive altcoin bull run and anything outside the top 10 is going to moon, you need to get back above that daily 200 SMA. It is imperative. It is imperative we do it very quickly. Likely we squeeze up here to that high volume node. I would like to see that off of a bullish divergence on the 8-hour. Look at that. What do you know? We got it. We got that 8-hour bullish divergence forming on the majority of the altcoins, right? bullish divergence, swing down on price action when we have that swing up in price. That's strong. 8 hours, a big time frame, right? Saying that we're going to break this high here, right? And that's not much further up to the upside. Before we break this low, we break that, we come up, we test this high volume node at about 268, baby. There's a big gap there. We could gap up, get another $18 billion injection into your random altcoins, right? Test that, and you have a massive gap up here to 383, and you can start this recovery, and you can start it very, very quickly. You break out of this resistance zone, you break this resistance zone, and you are going to fly. You have that gap. You have the only hurdle you really have is that 8-hour 200 SMA. That's not what you want to see. When we get there, it is going to be a little bit of a resistance zone, but we get back above this high volume node at 262. We could absolutely fly, baby. Look at this gap in the VRVP. This thigh gap in the VRVP is absolutely massive. If you stared at someone with a thigh gap like that in public, wouldn't you not be like, oh my gosh, look at that gap right there? That is unrelated, but that's something that you want to consider, right? You roll that ball off the hill, and you're going to come up and start slowing down at the next high volume zone, right? Which sits up here about that $324 to $340 region. Super important to look at when you're analyzing all of the altcoins on this others chart, right? Or any asset, you want to look for those gaps, right? They're super helpful when you're making your investment or trading decisions, right? All right, okay, diving in. Yep, chat, thank you guys. Hey, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining me on the stream tonight. Chat's kind of fuzzying out. I know it's Saturday night. I'm going to let you guys get to your family and everything. Thank you for that 100 subscriber milestone. We're going to be here every single night with each and every single one of you guys. If you want to keep up to date with me, check me out on X, on Twitter, baby, at BoysCrypto102. That's my handle, BoysCrypto102. It's super important to join me on there. Keep an idea of where I'm going, where my mind is, what my trades are, when I'm getting in, when I'm getting out, if I'm freaking out, if I'm doing okay, you know. And it does seem like a lot of people are following me on there, and I really do enjoy that community. So thank you for everybody who's following me on there. And until next time, guys. Oh, I do like this retrace. Let's see if we got the retracement there. Let's see if we got the retracement on the 786 right now, looking really, really good for the others. So that's what I'm looking at for the broader altcoin market. That's your weekend update for me. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. Thank you for jumping on in. You guys are absolute legends. I will be here with you tomorrow night, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, baby. Until then, Boys Crypto is out, baby, is out. Love you guys.